What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology horoscope for the weekend of February 11th and the 12th of 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all very much. I hope everybody's doing well. It is quite the intense weekend, and it's intense for an amplitude of reasons, a multitude of reasons, if you will. And the biggest reason of that is because Pluto does come to 29 degree of Capricorn. We've never seen this before in our lives in Capricorn. Last time it was there was 1777, so kind of crazy. And the last time we've even seen Pluto at this edge of a sign, 29th degree, the anaretic degree, a very, very intense and powerful, transformative, especially with Pluto there, the planet of transformation, was in Sagittarius, and that was in 2007. And there was a lot of transformations that were going on back then too. So this is a big moment. We are on the cusp of maybe some of the most intense times we've ever been through as a collective. You know, think about 1977, going into a revolutionary war, starting a new country like America did, you know, becoming a republic, you know, a democracy, if you will, getting out of the monarch. It was coming into a lot of liberation, though, but it had to define its rules. And that's where we're having to also, right now, in our lives, learn how to intensely go deep and identify the rules that we want to commit ourselves to and that we want to be all in for. This is, what do you want to be all in for? What do you not want to be all in for? You have to make that choice. And I think it's more important than ever that we keep going up this mountain, because it's steep. We are at the top peak of Mount Capricorn here, and we're going to be here for 2 years, basically. Another it's like 18 months. Pluto's going to come back, so it's not by any means a day thing. But I will say that with Pluto moving exactly to 29 Capricorn and that moon coming into Scorpio today, but guess what it's going to do right before it comes into Scorpio? It's going to hit 29 Libra and exactly square Pluto that just came to this new degree. So again, it's about making big decisions. It's about justifying your life, going into life, being open to negotiate, but definitely what is your purpose? What do you want? How are you going to define your rules? And how can you bring that, all the way in with the moon, all the way into everything you relate to in life? Partnerships, relationships, everything outside of self is there's big question marks at some level in our life, and we have to start defining. This is definitely making big decisions, and it can feel harsh and intense, or like you just know deep within you that there is something that you gotta do, that you gotta say, and it can feel not comfy cozy at all. And it can feel like also at the same time, if we don't do it, that we're just furthering ourselves from the alignment that our soul does truly desire. It's intense, and the moon does come into fall position here. Now we have a detriment sun in Aquarius and a fall moon in Scorpio, and it's coming towards the south node at 6 degrees of Scorpio. It's going to square Mercury that just today on this Saturday ingressed in to Aquarius, so it'll be at 0 degrees. So we have Mercury at 0, Pluto at 29, and a moon that's going to square both at 29 and 0. This is some intense understanding that we have deep desires as souls to live a life that we want to move passionately with, that we want to connect to fully and to understand. And the only way to understand these things is through this pressure that's being felt, where we have to, something is giving in life right now. And really, it might be the universe just giving you an opportunity to make a more powerful decision of what you know is the environment, the truth, the highest connection. What are you trying to merge with right now? And what is the contract that you want to commit to? That's the contracts even. It doesn't have to be a singular thing, but at the same time, gosh, we really have to look at things very honestly and blunt this weekend, and be able to express things and not run from things. I feel like this weekend has shadow work written all over it. In some way or another, we got to confront our shadows. We might have to confront the shadows of others. It's very, very intense, and it can be hard to cope with. Now, in the end, whether it's difficult in our lives right now or not, or if we're just bypassing what is difficult, everything that's difficult right now is difficult because we are not empowering ourselves and giving ourselves the acknowledgement for how much power we do have in our lives. So I believe this weekend we see very clearly where we have no power or where we've been giving power away. And we need to be very conscious of that and not bypass it, but feel it, go deep into the space so that we can come out with the truth and the deep understanding of what needs to be surrendered and let go of, to understand where the future is really trying to go and what is in store for you, and that you have purpose. This should be a time where we're all realizing more purpose than maybe we've ever felt before. Now, we could say that we've felt our purpose before, but purpose is always evolving in many ways, and this is a lot about evolution. So even if we feel like we're on our purpose, how can we evolve the truth of the purpose, or of the many purposes we can have? Again, it doesn't have to be so singular for one thing, but there is a big mission call, if you will, to go deep into ourselves and find the immense power that we possess, and to rewrite the programs in our lives, and to rewrite our own minds, to play the program that our soul came here to run, that is unique and special to each and every one of us, and not influenced by any outside source. And that's difficult because as we look through our eyes, everything we see is the outside source, right? So it's hard not to be influenced. And there's beautiful things to be influenced by. So I'm not saying that we don't want to take what isn't beautiful, but boy, do we have to be honest about what isn't. And that is the hard part. And it's very intense. So we're dealing with a lot of that. Saturdays is whoa. So we come to Sunday, the moon will pass the south node, it'll cross over that, and it will oppose Jupiter in the morning, and it will oppose Chiron. I'm sorry, it won't oppose, it'll quincunx Jupiter and quincunx Chiron. But that's what's crazy with the Chiron quincunx is Mars is at 13 degrees of Gemini in the exact sextile to that Chiron in Aries. So we're seeing the yod to the moon in Scorpio, putting immense pressure, and the finger of God really pointing to this deep, immersive feeling, this deep, passionate place of releasing what is not of the ultimate passion, what is not of the ultimate merge or connection, what is, dark, right? And it's not that darkness doesn't have its purpose, it does, but at this point, we're almost being, really questioned, like, do we have the courage and the sword of truth in our own mind to understand that we have to let things go so that we can move forward? We have to be able to understand that everything has its time limit. Everything serves its purpose over a certain amount of time. And with Pluto at the edge of time in Capricorn and a yod to a moon in Scorpio, and all this detriment energy with the sun and the moon, these two luminaries, these very big energies in our lives, and with the sun approaching Saturn, which disposits Pluto at 29 Capricorn, and it's the last time we'll see the sun meet with Saturn in Aquarius for 28 and a half years. We're really redefining the rules and the commitments and the mergers and the contracts in our life. And it takes an immense courage, and it takes really a being able to let go of where we really doubt ourselves. This comes back really to a deep inner need that something outside of ourselves needs to be the truth or be the empowerment. And in many ways, we're finding that we find inspiration in those places, but there's other areas that we're not seeing the inspiration, or we're feeling, overpowered by situations that are not of the truth and the destiny and the responsibility that we have to ourselves to be strong souls that are here for purpose. And that purpose is it could be anything. Someone's purpose could just be to live their life in joy every day and to transmute all the negative shit that would possibly try and take them out of joy. Some person's purpose could be working at the dump so that we have a place to put our trash as humanity, right? This is a broad scale. And I think if I could give anybody anything this weekend, it would be to really reflect on what you feel within your soul is your purpose. And to ask yourself why you keep holding yourself back from this purpose. And why do you doubt yourself? And why won't you commit to yourself? When you know what you want to do, but we all do this to ourselves, especially with Chiron and Aries for everybody. We all have some sort of doubt about our true identity right now. Which is the beautiful part about Chiron and Aries, is it's helping us heal that wound to make us stronger. And I would say that this is where we have to dig deep. We're in the trenches right now. And it might not be a trench external. It could be a trench just within ourselves. But this is the trench that builds the highest character of the reason that we even chose to incarnate in these times, because we're about to live through some crazy change, some crazy transformation, who knows, some crazy AI world, some crazy utopian run by a computer world. Maybe not. Maybe it's the technology of humanity because we're becoming so conscious that comes back online here. Either way, wherever it does go, it's not going to be what we thought it was. Whether we dreamed it would be the Jetsons, or whether we dreamed it would just always stay like it was when, I don't know, it was 2002, 2004, I don't know. Whatever we were born into, it's a big rebirthing that we're having to go deep in to understand and appreciate and to love ourselves through that. And this weekend's a big test to get to that point. And, I salute every one of you because I know that you're here to do the work. And I know that you're going to go deep within yourself in any situation this weekend. Even if nothing shows up in your immediate outside world, you're going to find courage this weekend to go into your own depth, into your own inner conflict, to make sure that you're finding the liberation and the strength and one of the biggest truths that is unique to you. And that's the best part about this weekend, is this is so necessary, and we have to go into the shadows to come into the light more bright, if you will, and in our truest form. And I believe that that's one of the beautiful parts of Pluto at the end of Capricorn, is it's showing us our most true form and image that's linked to destiny, that's linked to karma. So, congratulations for making it this far, and congratulations for keeping it going, keeping it rolling. You deserve the praise. And no matter what this weekend, you have to give yourself love for every dark moment, even if it was in the past. We can't run from these things any longer. We can't just peace out and go into some spaceship or bypass. It takes full accountability of self to build self-empowerment. And this weekend is one of the most potent weekends I could think of to deliver that message with the astrology. And I hope that you find that very helpful. Let's see what's in the cards. We got the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is the time where we're really unbinding ourselves. We keep ourselves in a lot of fucking weird places mentally. We play a lot of tricks on ourselves to keep ourselves tied into a situation or into a definition, a group. We need a label. It's like we need a label for everything, and we tie ourselves and we lock ourselves into a cave of labels. And maybe this is about understanding that we're not labelable. We're humans. We're quantum, and we're breaking out of sort of this entrapment that a single label could ever define everything that our soul is. The Magician. I love the Magician. This is like some of the most true alchemy that we're feeling right now. This is legitimately turning lead. Just substance that we hold on to, that we don't need to, that we think about too much, that we feel too much, that doesn't have purpose anymore. We're turning it into gold because we're realizing that it has purpose and it had purpose, but that purpose was always to grow from it and to transmute it and to alchemize it into the gold, into the light, into the power that you hold for yourself. And Devil. Oh, we could always go back and just keep doing the shadows and never learn from them and never grow. We could just always go back into what we know we shouldn't, because it's almost like we feel safe there, because it's what we know. But it's actually when you get outside that cell that you can by choice. The chains are illusion. The money, the riches, it's all an illusion, right? The abundance is in freedom. How do we find freedom and alchemize the things that hold us back, and the labels, the spells we cast on ourselves, but the spells that the societies we're born into cast on us as well? That's the goal this weekend. And it can just show up in a multitude of different ways. But the goal is one of the biggest transformations of your personal frequency, your personal liberation, and the power of your soul to be exactly what it came here to be. And to know that without a doubt, and to live it and to be it. And Monday we get the square between the moon and the sun in fall and detriment. And Monday's gonna be the day. This weekend's intense, and it's everything we just talked about. But it's wild. Every single day until Pluto comes into Aquarius, but even then, is going to feel steep and challenging in our lives. And that's okay. We came here to whatever the challenge is. Some people, it can be steeper than other people. Some people are climbing the steepest mountain in the universe. Some people are climbing the butte, you know? It's not about judging. It's not about putting yourself on someone else's mountain. This is your mountain, and you have to get up it. And we're all going to be tested on if we can do just that, from maybe exterior stuff or maybe just our own stuff. So, I love you all very much. I appreciate you. I wish I had the charts to show you. I wish I was at my desk, but I won't be there till 4 a.m, and I'm going to be exhausted. So this is the best I could do. But I hope that this message was potent and helpful and sparked something within you that wants you to show up for yourself in the most powerful form possible, and to not waver from that. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. No matter what, there's beauty in every bit of this. We wouldn't go into this life if we couldn't experience beauty from the pain. And we have to remember too that love is literally birthed from pain. You can't have love without pain. You can't have pain without love. Think about that. I love you all very much. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.